Huckabee flips tables on Mueller. 10 questions he needs to answer for Trump by Rick Wells for rickwells.us. Mike Huckabee has had enough of the corruption and double standard of the globalist coup participants against our president and has 10 questions for Mueller to, answer. Former Arkansas's governor and presidential candidate Mike Huckabee had a perfect rebuttal to the idiotic and outrageous 49 questions that Grand Inquisitor Mueller wants to ask President Donald Trump in his effort to conduct a coup and remove him from office on behalf of the corrupt globalist political establishment that has hijacked our government. Huckabee was being sarcastic in prepping his list, and it still made more sense than the moronic and sophomoric questions that the esteemed hitman Mueller and his team of political mercenaries prepared despite their supposed collective wisdom and intelligence. On the blog at MikeHuckabee.com, Huckabee published a short 10-item questionnaire that included an 11th bonus question that should have completely put the Mueller hack job to shame. If he and his despicable team of swamp creatures were capable of that emotion, writing as if he were Trump penning a message to Mueller, Huckabee stated the questions he'd like to see Trump ask of his persecutors. Dear Mr. Mueller, I have just seen the long list of questions in the New York Times that are alleged to be from you. Since the Times has occasionally been known to print leaked material that turns out to be incorrect, I don't know if these really are the questions you intend for me or not, but in case they are, I have to say that they are ridiculously open-ended, witch hunt, and would take many hours to answer fully. And I kind of have a lot on my plate right now. What with working to end the Korean War, secure the border against an incoming horde, and figure out what to do about those lying Iranians who clearly are on the path to nuclear bombs. I hear you don't care about this and may want to subpoena me. Before you take that step, though, I have a request. Answer this list of just 10 similarly open-ended questions I have for you. 1. Do you agree with James Comey's remark in his interview with George Stephanopoulos that he still doesn't know if the Steele dossier is true? Since the facts in the dossier are salacious and unverified, as Comey directly admitted to me, do you think it was right for the FBI to use it before a FISA court to obtain warrants to spy on campaign associates of mine? 3. When Peter Strzok was on your team, did you ever have conversations with him about me? Detail everything you ever discussed with him before, during, and after he was on your team, including any mention of the election outcome, texting, or insurance policies. 4. Did you put Andrew Weissman on your team of lawyers, knowing full well that he has a storied history of withholding exculpatory evidence, even to the point of having a conviction he'd overseen being unanimously overturned by the Supreme Court? Did that make you more or less likely to want him investigating me? 5. What was going through your mind when 2 of the 4 innocent men you helped to wrongly incarcerate in Boston died behind bars? 6. Do you agree with the FBI's decision to interview Hillary Clinton about mishandling classified material without swearing her in or even making a transcript and then letting the, quote, matter drop And is that how you intend to handle my case? 7. If you found out that I had deleted about 33,000 emails that you had subpoenaed, would you charge me with obstruction of justice? Or would you and your staff work together to craft a memo exonerating me weeks before you had ever been interviewed, weeks before you had even interviewed me? 8. I realize that lawyers as a group tend to lean left, but could you not find any Republicans to put on your team? How hard did you look to find even one person who was just fine with the way the 2016 election turned out? 9. You went to law school. Do you understand that as president, I have the constitutional authority to fire at will the director of the FBI, which both Republicans and Democrats cited ample reasons to do, or the Attorney General, which I have refrained from doing, despite the fact that Jeff Sessions is MIA, or the Deputy Attorney General, who is also still employed despite raging conflicts of interest that should have prohibited him from appointing you, or even you, which I haven't done simply because I might be wrongly interpreted as obstruction. 10. Since the FBI was running a counterintelligence rather than a criminal investigation on Russia, do you ever wonder why a special counsel was appointed in the first place? That's supposed to be for investigating crimes, and there was never any specific crime being investigated, so did you ever stop to think that maybe your job isn't necessary, appropriate, or even legal? 11. Bonus question. Former FBI Director Comey said this on Monday after telling an interviewer he thought he'd still be director of the FBI if Hillary had won. Secretary Clinton is someone deeply enmeshed in the rule of law, respect for institutions, a lawyer, and so given that background, I'm reasonably confident that even though she was unhappy with the decisions the FBI had made, she would not fire the FBI director as a result. What went through your mind when you heard this? And if you were taking a drink of coffee, did you do a spit take? There, Mr. Mueller, I realize you're very busy trying to find obstruction of justice on my part, even though there's no justice for me to obstruct since there's no underlying crime. So that's why I left it all at just 10 questions, plus the bonus question for you. Believe me, I can easily come up with more. We hardly even covered Rod Rosenstein, but we can start with these. I look forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, President Donald J. Trump. Very excellent. Yeah, but they're not going to answer any of this. This is just a plain witch hunt. Legally, Trump can fire all of them. That's what I said. Why let it drag on? You know, what's going to be is going to be. Fire them all. They have a problem. They take to the streets from the shills that are going to take to the streets. Get out the military and put an end to this crap, because it's never going to end unless Trump uses his authority. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.